is looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown!
Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Hey, and welcome. Hey, Chris, no, bring it over. Just because the boss is away, the mice will still play. No, I'm kidding. I'm Trevor Horn in the TBC Downtown Studios. This is BVarsity Live. That was BG, Big Gorilla. He's filling in for Zach today because a monkey can do Zach's job. Zach is on his way to Las Vegas for the WAC, now men's basketball tournament because, the Cal State women lost last night to Utah Valley State. So it's just the men. They play tomorrow. Zach is on his way to Vegas. Jeff Evans already there. Jeff had the story for us. So we are here in a short and condensed show. We're going to do a half hour today. We're going to pack a lot into it. First off, we've got two guys here that did some special things on Saturday under the lights. Navonte Demison of BHS, 145-pound state champ, a two-time state champion. Elijah Ozuna, senior out of Frontier, the runner-up at 132. Elijah, I want to start with you first. This was your first time under the lights, the Walk of Champions, that whole situation at Rabobank. Talk us through how much fun, really, that whole environment was despite the loss.
It was a lot of fun. Honestly, when I was up there, it didn't even feel real because it was amazing, and just having that experience, not many people get to experience that, so I'm very blessed to just have that experience to go out there and wrestle in front of family, friends, and, even though with the loss, I still give glory to God, so.
And Navonte, your second time around, first time when you won, were you kind of a little shell-shocked? I mean, and then you win again, and last year it was in such kind of grandiose style. Mm-hmm. You got the pin, you got the cradle of the pin, you jumped right up, you went right into Andy's arms, you gave Frank a hug, and then you booked it to Mama. This one a little bit different. It was a tight match for you. What was the big difference between last year's title and this year's title?
It kind of felt the same. Like it felt really good, but this year I feel like last year I was more emotional. This year, I was just kind of happy to be able to perform in front of my family and my friends. Like it's kind of sad just because it's my senior year, and I'm gonna miss this. But I'm glad about the journey.
And we should say one more thing about Navonte today. Elijah, I don't know if you know this. Happy birthday, Navonte!
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is Navonte's 19th birthday today. Mm-hmm. Heading off to Arizona State. What did you do today? You went to class.
Yeah, I woke up. My mom had me donuts and stuff. And just went to school.
See, that's a funny thing about it because for the last 5 months, there's no way you're putting a donut in your mouth, are you?
I didn't really have to cut a lot of weight this year, so I'm not saying I was eating donuts and stuff, but my diet wasn't as strict as most kids.
Elijah, you told us. You're not at 134 pounds right now.
No,
your wrestling rate. Where are you right now?
I'm at 152 right now.
That's incredible. You guys are at 152. You guys probably get on the mat right now and go, who's going to throw up first in that match?
Probably me, yeah.
First meal, what did you go into, Elijah? That's one thing I'm always intrigued about is you guys work so hard to cut the weight, keep it off. Kirk was here with Trent, and who else was with him? Marco. Because you guys were all making weight. You and Cole were trying to make weight.
Yes.
It's tough. You can't do anything, and people don't realize that you guys really are just working to keep that weight off to be able to stay where you know that you're most competitive.
Right.
Where did you go? What did you do to eat? What was that first big meal? And is it something that you really crave?
I craved pizza and pasta, and I craved hamburgers and fries.
So everything with a carb in it, you just salivated
just destroyed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy's. I want to get into the two of you because how long have you known each other?
Junior high.
Yeah. Sixth grade, something like that.
Wrestling has always been huge in the Central Valley. The Drillers, 20 years, league champs. But you guys at Yosemite did something special. And then even at State, you guys did something even special. You guys finished 7th at Frontier at the State where you guys finished 10th. It's something – I know, Navonte, for you, it's kind of upsetting and kind of frustrating that in your senior year that you guys couldn't be the best team in Kern County at the biggest level again. But Elijah, for you, as you guys see this new rivalry building between these two programs, is it a lot of fun for you to walk away going, hey, we did the best that we've ever done, and the momentum is going to continue going?
Yeah, of course. It's always a fun thing, between me and BHS. It's
for you, Navonte, I mean, that rivalry, I mean, obviously, the cream of the crop in the nation is Buchanan Clovis when it comes to a rivalry, and you guys are down the street, basically. Where can Frontier and BHS, how can they get back to that again?
I mean, I feel like in the next, both BHS and Frontier, we both have really good junior programs. So I mean, if everybody keep funneling into that junior program in the next few years, hopefully we can see it back up there.
Elijah, for you in the finals, Gary Joint, a guy that you've wrestled 4 times this year.
Yeah.
4 losses. Are those your only 4 losses of the year? I mean,
no, I've lost to Chris DeLoza once.
Okay, that's right,
yeah.
from Buchanan.
Yeah.
So,
or close north.
How many times do you think you've wrestled Gary Joint in your career? Obviously the 132-pound champ out of Lemoore. How many times do you think you've wrestled him in your career?
I've only wrestled him this year.
This year?
Yeah.
I mean, but again, there it is. Out of the 14 championships, 3 finals included 2 wrestlers, both wrestlers from the Central Valley. 11 of the 28 wrestlers in the finals Saturday night were from the Central Valley. Is that just a continuing expectation, Navonte, of wrestlers here that's going to continue, maybe even growing even more now that Fresno State's got their program back?
I mean, yeah, you love to see it. Like, as I talked about like a few weeks ago when I was in the room and like a lot of the kids were walking around getting ready for finals at Valley. And like I was talking about how you'll probably see a lot of these kids in the state finals because that just showed you how tough Central Section is.
Yeah. Well, everything you saw from Masters Yosemite to Saturday night at the finals, I mean, it was everything that you had done, right, Elijah? And then for you, Navonte, I mean, it was, if it was one or the other, I mean, you happened to meet a guy from the Sac Joaquin section from Granite Bay, my old neighborhood. But is that something where it gears you guys up for the big, for the big stage because you've seen it over and over and over again? You've been challenged over and over and over again.
No, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, you kind of get to the point where you kind of get tired of wrestling the same kids. So that's why you kind of get the little bit of excitement getting wrestled different people at the state tournament. But I mean, it's also exciting because you know that you're wrestling the best.
Elijah, best match for you at state?
It was definitely my semis match with Chris DeLoza.
Redemption there. Talk us through the match.
Yeah. I beat Chris 3 times throughout the year, and then he got me at the Valley tournament, and I knew, like, once going into the state tournament, I knew I was going to see him in the semis, and I had to step my game up because I know he was going to bring it. So, and I brought it to the table and ended up with the W. So
it's a great way to feel it because, I mean, it's that special moment when you realize I'm going to be under the lights at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys worked for over the last 4 years. Navonte, give us an idea of what it's like for a wrestler in that moment leading up to you coming out into the finals when you've got 7,000 people and that singular light coming right down on you in that moment. Can you talk us through what's going through your head from the moment that you take your warm-ups off to coming out into the mat?
I mean, it's big. It's something that, like, I really warming up. I'm just trying not to think about it. I kind of got to the point where I was glad I was one of the early matches because then if not, I would just sit around and been thinking about it the whole time. But to be able to wrestle early, it was kind of a lot better. I don't know if he felt the same way being able to be one of the first matches, but you don't really have time to think about it. You just got to get ready to wrestle.
Yep. In your mind, Elijah, where were you?
The same thing Navonte said. I just wanted to get it done. I was so anxious to wrestle because it's the California State Finals. We're the toughest state.
Well, and you guys sit around for so long from the semifinals. I mean, there's like a 5-hour gap, and then that Walk of Champions. How much does that mean for you guys for that Walk of Champions? Because it's funny because David Dennis, who is a photographer, he shot for Max Preps over the weekend. He does a lot of stuff for us. He did a time lapse from up top above the press box of the entire day first day and second day. And it's incredible how it goes from 8 mats down on the floor in Rabobank, and they break it all down, and they build the stage, and they put the mat out, and you just watch this time lapse about the whole day kind of going on. Is that Walk of Champions? Is that as memorable as we all think it is for you guys, Navonte?
I mean, I feel like it's more for the parents and for the people coming to spectate. But I mean, for the wrestlers, the kids that play, so obviously it's like, it's cool getting just to walk around. You kind of get to see and feel like what it kind of is. Just have everybody looking down upon you. But I mean, for the kids that are in the finals, it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of wanted, like I was talking about earlier, I kind of just wanted to go wrestle already.
Yep.
Like it was just long.
Did you guys stick around and watch and really kind of keep eyes on Justin Mejia and whether or not he was going to get that 4th title?
Oh yeah, I was sitting down with my brothers, of course. They're sitting down there talking crap and running their mouths, but
because they want a BHS guy,
yeah.
But no offense, it's probably going to happen again next year with Seth Neville.
Neville's.
Yeah, Elijah, what's going through your mind as you're watching this and you're seeing the spectacle? I mean, it was a unique match too because there was a moment where he could have gotten called for a couple stalls. The other guy could have got called for a couple of stalls. Did you watch that match in detail? And
yeah, I watched it. I knew Justin was the dominant wrestler, so it didn't surprise me that he was going to win this match. So,
and the thing is that I talked to a friend of his family on Saturday when I was up watching a baseball game of all things, and they talk about how Justin Mejia is kind of this like larger than life creation when he's on the wrestling mat, but that's something he's been like since he was 3 years old. Do you guys feel like, but yet when he's off the mat, he's this really sweet kid? Do you guys feel that there is a difference for a wrestler from being just a regular guy on the streets to, watching a basketball game at River Lakes in July to, being a 2-time state champ? Is there something in your mind, Navonte, that changes there?
I mean, totally. I feel like I'm a total different person. Like, I can easily just sit down and have a conversation with you guys, but when it comes to me getting prepared to wrestle, like, I kind of just want to be on my own. Like, yeah, sometimes before my match, I'll be out smiling, slapping hands, and talking with kids, laughing. But when I step on the mat, I'm a whole different person.
Elijah, who's Elijah off the mat and who's Elijah on the mat?
On the mat, I'm a totally different person. As what Navonte said, I don't take this as no joke. I take wrestling really serious, and so yeah, pretty much just.
What's next for you?
College.
Yep, you said Clackamas up junior college, a really good wrestling program up in Oregon.
Yeah.
Excited about being able to have that opportunity to go up there and wrestle with one of the better junior college programs in the nation.
Yeah, no, it's definitely exciting.
Navonte, really interesting year for you. We've talked about this before. You walked up to me when we were watching a summer league basketball game, and you're sitting over there in the corner all by yourself watching your buddies Tyler Herring play. And then I go, "Hey, what are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm just hanging out." And I was like, "Oh, okay. You ready for wrestling?" He goes like, "Well, I'm gonna play football." And I was like, Did I just kind of pat you on the shoulder and be like, "That's nice, Navonte"?
Yeah, it was kind of disrespectful. I didn't take it that way.
Hey, man, I will go ahead and say it that I underestimated you because you went out there and you were first team all area quarterback. You guys won the Central Section title in football, and then you're state champ. People always talk about 85% of the players in the Super Bowl were 2-sport guys. Do you feel like finishing off your senior year in high school as a 2-sport standout made this even more memorable for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, so both my football friends and my wrestling friends, they kind of bicker about it. Like, oh, he's a wrestler. Oh, he's a football player. But I mean, it was amazing, honestly. Just, I got close with a lot of kids that I've played football with my whole life. Mm-hmm. So to be able to do that is amazing. And then to come back and wrestle and win another state title, it's amazing.
And Elijah, for you to be able to finish off such a great career and finish it off with, a 7th place finish at state as a team. Could you have asked for a better ending to your high school career?
No, it's what we expected. This is what we had planned. And we did it. So it does feel good. But hopefully next year we can get a little higher place because we have higher expectations. Yeah.
And I know both you guys will keep your eyes on it. Congratulations on great 4-year careers. Navonte Demison, BHS, Elijah Ozuna from Frontier. Congratulations to both you guys for making it so far. And Navonte, 145-pound state champ. 132-pound runner-up, Great seasons, great careers for the both of you. We'll be right back, and we're going to go over some basketball and spring sports. A lot of basketball action to go through. I might go off the rails. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.